Hi, babies! Mommy's home!
Reptiles have ain't pretty. I am the night. I am Batman.
But he is my father.
I am he who is called Raish Al Ghul. He's in there. I want him by any means necessary.
Call me Poison Ivy.
Clark. This is between you and me.
Come on, Tommy, get over here! Get that thing going!
Yo, what's going down, Green Screen Entertainment fans? Your homie Jay Green back right now with day 2 and installment number 2 of my little mini-series breaking down the DCEU, at least in regards to what Zack Snyder has directed and produced specifically. Now, day 1, I broke down Man of Steel and I reviewed that. I've never reviewed it on this channel before, so if you missed it, check that link up at the top, all right? Right now, I'm going to give you my review and what I think of the unrated version of Batman v Superman. Now, having seen Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice like 1,000 times, there is a shit ton that I have to unpack to give this breakdown / review true justice. No pun intended. So let's start with the basic storyline, if you will, of this film. We got Bruce Wayne witnessing Superman and Zod beefing over Metropolis. They destroying everything, and Bruce Wayne is taking it personal when one of his buildings is destroyed and some of his close personal friends that work there get murked. So now he's gonna put back on the cape and the cowl and start doing his detective due diligence to figure out who Superman is and figure out the contingencies that he needs and the weaponry that he's gonna need to take this guy down should the opportunity come up. Meanwhile, back in Metropolis, Lex Luthor is nervously awaiting for the time when Superman decides to go rogue. So, using his reach into the political realm and his tycoon status, he is trying to gain access to Kryptonian technology, kryptonite itself, even Zod's dead body to figure out ways that he too can come up with contingency plans for Superman. But also at the same time, somehow he knows about these other meta-humans around the globe, and he's got cases on all of them. And of course, the government is beefing with Superman as well. They are asking him to answer for not only the damage to Metropolis, and they're asking him to either stay or go, and how he chooses who he will or won't save, those types of philosophical questions. But now they're asking him to answer for murders in Africa. Lois Lane is in Africa in the beginning of the film. In the village that she's in, it gets attacked, and people in the village get burnt up. Now, the government thinks that Superman is the cause of this attack. However, there's evidence that showcases that he's not the cause of it. So, throughout the film, not only Lois Lane, but Superman and a couple people in the military, as well as Batman, throughout the entire film are all trying to figure out who was the person who was truly responsible for these murders. So, what worked for me and what didn't? Well, one thing that did definitely work for me was Batman and Superman. Every single time they were on screen, I was happy. Whether it was them as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent seeing whose dick was bigger, or Batman and Superman, whenever they was beefing, fighting, talking, or just doing their thing, it worked. Everything about them worked. Ben Affleck was amazing. Henry Cavill was amazing. What also worked for me was the government versus Superman. I didn't mind that the government was asking Superman to answer for the destruction of Metropolis, even if it was in our benefit. It makes perfect sense. Someone's got to answer for that, okay? And I enjoyed and I liked how in-depth Superman, Clark Kent, felt about what had happened. He talked about it with Lois. He talked about it with his mom. He's going over in his head. It wasn't just something that he shrugged off of his shoulders like, hey, I'm a superhero. What do you want? I saved the whole world. He was really dealing with some issues because he understands the destruction and the loss of life that had happened in that event. Another thing that worked for me was the battle between Batman and Superman in the end. Yo, if you don't enjoy that battle, I don't know what to tell you. Could it have been a little bit better? Of course it could have been a little bit better. As a major fan of the Frank Miller graphic novel Dark Knight Returns, I was hoping to see some more elements from that entire graphic novel throughout this film. The score of this film was also something that worked very well for me. Now, it wasn't just Hans Zimmer, but we also had Junkie XL composing along with Hans Zimmer in this film. And I thought that the music was dramatic when it needed to be and energizing when it needed to be. This movie had powerful music, so powerful in fact that opening title song when you're seeing Bruce Wayne's family get got in the alleyway was even used in scenes in Wonder Woman 84. That's how amazing this score was. It was phenomenal. But the battle was still extremely enjoyable. Very great to see on screen for the first time ever, Batman and Superman beefing for real, for real. Did I love Wonder Woman? Absolutely. Wonder Woman was a pleasant surprise and a treat in this film, and she brought a lot of life and vibrance to the film when she jumped into it because it was very quiet, dark, and somber before she got there. I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying that when you do have a movie that is that dark and that quiet and moody throughout, and then all of a sudden you got this like swag pop, you notice it. And that's all I'll say about that. What didn't work for me? Lex Luthor and everything to do with Lex Luthor did not work. I feel that they misused his character completely. I feel that, like, I understand actors will read for a character for a particular role in a film and they'll act it out the way they feel that that character should be. But I'm sorry, Jesse Eisenberg, you probably should have done a little bit more research on Lex Luthor and not Mark Zuckerberg, because you were basically doing a Mark Zuckerberg / Jim Carrey Riddler impression the entire fucking film. So that was horrible. And his motives don't make sense, and the abilities for him to do what he was doing and have the information that he had, we never saw that even in the unrated cut. So nothing about Lex Luthor worked for me. Doomsday, I didn't mind Doomsday. I understand the significance of Doomsday and Superman and that fight, but to have that be something in Batman v Superman, the first time that we're getting these two heroes together, I don't know. It was okay, it was an entertaining fight, but the idea and the concept of it itself didn't work for me. Now, one of the biggest problems that I had with this entire film, and this film does have a handful of holes in it, I did hate the Jesse Eisenberg situation, but something bigger than all those other little holes and bigger than Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor is the Martha scene. This scene will go down in film history as one of the biggest head scratchers. Why would you have Superman say they're going to kill Martha? Don't nobody call their mom by that first name. That's some disrespectful ass shit. If I ever call my mom by if I said, Jackie, what are you gonna do when you gonna pick me up? She'll slap the shit out of me. My mama slap the shit out of me. Don't no good son call his mama by her first name. You call her mom. And because Batman's mother was also killed, from a cinematic standpoint, you could have said they finna kill my mom and he would have thought about his mom. Also, you downgrade Batman from world's greatest detective. Batman knows who Superman really is. He knows that's Clark Kent. He knows what his goddamn mom's name is. That don't mean shit to him. He thinks this fool might take out the world. Just because your mom happens to have the same name as my mom, if I think that this fool can take out the world, he told Alfred, if there's a 1% chance he thinks this cat can destroy everything, do you think he gives two shits if his mom's got the same name? Hell nah. Unforgivable. I'm not sure who was sitting around that table when them people were like, yeah, that scene is great, leave it in, Zach. I don't know. But that's going to be one of the all-time head scratchers. Did not work for me. All right, y'all, so we're just about at the end of the video. I'm gonna try to make it quick. Thank you for sticking around. Y'all are some real troopers. I appreciate you. Where I think that DC and the execs behind this movie and Zack Snyder and team went astray, I think that the execs went wrong because legend has it that Zack Snyder was actually in planning for Man of Steel 2. But then somewhere, somebody on the team said, what if we threw Batman into the mix? And at some point in time, one of the writers of Batman v Superman actually said, that's where you go when you run out of ideas. And I feel that it's that statement that epitomizes why this movie wasn't more successful than it actually was. If you are out of ideas, then you're gonna look over to another studio like Marvel, who's been doing it 8 years prior to you better than you, making more money than you. They got more fame, more appeal at that time, but they were a well-oiled machine. And you look at them and say, you know what, we can get money like that. We can get a bag like that. How about we do this and how about we do that? It's your lack of looking deeper into the characters, their motivation, or the storylines in the comics, and pulling out something that is meaningful to that story, meaningful to those characters. You're giving up on your source material. So I do agree, you ran out of ideas, and now you're just trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel for anything you can do with all these characters that are great and well known around the world, so you can match and copy what someone else has already done without actually doing the hard and creative work on your own. However, in the words of Robert De Niro, there is a flip side of that coin. Just because you suggest to put Batman in a Superman film does not mean that you are scraping the bottom of the barrel and you ran out of ideas. This is a team up that we've been waiting on ever since I Am Legend. Some people have been waiting on their entire lives since they started reading comic books. There's many of times and phenomenal storylines in the comics where Batman and Superman are beefing with each other or they're working with each other. The Justice League, goddammit. Now, if I had to break down 3 basic reasons why you need to revisit this film and give it another shot, 1, if you've only seen the theatrical version, you're missing out on some of the nuances and details that explain a lot more of the story. There's gonna be some holes, yes. Nothing is perfect in this film, that's true, but you'll probably get a little bit more enjoyment out of it. Number 2, Batman and Superman. Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. Every time they're on screen, it's great. Everything they deal with, it's great. They actually do character type shit. Bruce Wayne is doing detective work. So is Clark Kent. They beef at the end and the fight is good. Check it out. Wonder Woman is phenomenal as well. And the other reason is because if you enjoyed Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's look and appeal and his swag, you're gonna get that and then some in this movie. Give it another shot. I think it's great. Yo, this is day 2, installment 2, BVS review. Remember, this is the new updated one. Don't go watch that other one. It's a bit trash, okay? I'm gonna be back again tomorrow with the Justice League review, and I got a lot to say about that one, and it ain't all good, baby. But for right now, your homie, Jay Green, I'm out.